Hi guys, and welcome back to my Whipsnade Zoo recreation in Planet Zoo. It's been a little while since the last one. Last time we did this enclosure down here, the meerkats. So just a fairly small little one, but turned out not too bad, I think, including our little fake meerkats there. So in this one, I've decided to stick around in this area here. So we're gonna do the old Red River Hog area, which is this bit next to the meerkats. So I finally went and got some pictures of it and everything to do the recreation. So I will tackle that one this time. So we'll have, the whole thing is kind of a triangle. So you can kind of see I've kind of laid out a few little points here, but it sort of follows along the road, and then we've got a kind of yard area with a little house here, and then we've got one paddock that kind of comes halfway across here, and then we've got another one that goes over there, and then a proper house over here with a yard. So there's a few different elements to this one. It's going to be a bit tricky in terms of the scale because there's loads of trees and things, as I've mentioned in previous episodes. There's a lot of trees around this area, so looking from Google Maps and stuff is going to be a bit difficult, so I'm probably going to have to do some of it by eye from the pictures that I've got, and just kind of try and work out from whatever I can get from Google Maps the sizes of things. So yeah, it'll be a little bit tricky, but hopefully we can get it looking fairly good. So yeah, I will put some pictures in, as I always do, of what it should look like, and then we will hop back in when it's all finished. Okay guys, so we are all finished with the Red River Hog paddock. So, as I said, there's lots of different elements, so I think we will start down here. So, this is the first yard for the left-hand side of the paddock. So I've got warthogs in here as my placeholder for Red River Hogs. I know there is a mod for them, but I'm not using mods, at least not yet, so I haven't got them, so I thought I'll put warthogs in here because that's a nice little stand-in for them. So I've placed them around. This one can't actually get out of here, so it's not very happy in there, but it's just to kind of show like the scale and just show off how it kind of looks properly. So we've got this little yard here. On this side we've got the keeper little corridor access, so we've got gates there. I've used some of my little tools that I made and put them in there too, because that's where they're stored. We've got a little pig ark here, so there's our little pig ark. Obviously it's just kind of for show, it can't be used or anything. And a little water trough down there, a little fake water trough. So yeah, that is the little yard on this side. Got little like gates and things. I'm quite happy with how these gates turned out actually. I used the rusty fence pieces from the Australia pack and turned them on their side and duplicated them along, and they look pretty good. I'm very happy with them. So yeah, that leads out onto this paddock. So this is I think it's slightly smaller, but it's kind of hard to judge it because they're kind of weird shapes. As I said, it's kind of the whole thing is like a triangle. So this one in here, we've got a kind of straw patch here. We've just got, it's quite sort of a lot of dirt and things. Obviously pigs tear up the ground a lot, so there's a lot of dirt, but there's a few patches of grass and a few nettles and things I've put in here. We've got some shrubs and things around, or sort of fairly big shrubs, fairly tall ones, and then just one big tree in the middle there. And then just a lot of branches and logs and things lying around. for them to snuffle about with and play with. There's a few different types of fencing I've had to use, so obviously we've got the normal chain link on that side, we've got this sort of double-sided wooden fence that we've got around the yard there, and then on this side we've got, well actually on both of these sides of this paddock we've got this type of fence. It's got the concrete at the bottom and wood going up the top, and then it's got kind of a railing on the inside, and it has got mesh on it too, for the majority of it except that top part. So I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. The railing is just the awkward part, it's kind of sticking a little bit into the wood there, but I don't think it matters too much. I think it looks okay. And then same thing on this side, just slightly smaller fence there in general. And then on the inside we've just got mesh and concrete there. So then this little part here is just a kind of dividing area, so it's just a planted area between the two paddocks, which is quite nice, provides a little bit more cover and things as well. And then we've got this little divider down here. Again, I'm quite happy with how this one turned out. So this is just, it's got like a slide on each side, so they can open up this little raceway that comes down the middle here, which is quite cool. I've left it sort of as if it's open, but obviously it's too small for the animals. I think their hitbox is like 1.5 meters or something to get through, and I don't know about height actually anyway, but it's obviously not 1.5 meters wide, so I've left it as just having it as a sort of show piece rather than a usable thing. So yeah, this is the kind of standoff area. We've got a little gate here for access into there to obviously access those slides, and then this is the house, so the proper house. So obviously we've got the little pig arc there is just a kind of shelter, whereas this house down here is a proper house with actual stables, like stalls inside it and things like that, and storeroom and things. So a fairly small, obviously they're not very big animals, so it's just kind of people height, all wooden with a few like hatches and things on the side, which I doubt really are used for anything with the current animals. Maybe they were in the past, but and then we've got access in here, so I'll go through here. So this is the other paddock and yard. So off the paddock we've got this big yard area, nice big area, and then we've actually got, there's actually an electric fence that runs along the edge of the yard, I think, so that you can shut them on the yard, even though it kind of looks like it's all one thing. So yeah, in theory you can shut them on, and then there's this little access here. In the game they can just jump over this, but I don't know if they would in real life. It's quite a short barrier, but it is all electric, so I think they don't bother. Maybe warthogs are more nimble anyway, I don't know. But yeah, so this is the yard area. So yeah, they can jump over, they can't get through that, but they can jump over, so at least they can use all of this in the game. And then this is the paddock. So it's currently, it's because there's nothing in here at the minute, it's sort of allowed it to grow a bit nicer, so all the plants and things are coming through a bit instead of being munched on by little pigs. So I've done it how it is now, how it was in my pictures, but obviously if there are animals in here, there'll probably be a bit less green in here, a bit more dirt and things, but I think it looks quite nice as it is. I've tried to do a little bit of a mixture, so there's some patches where it's a bit more dusty, a bit more dirt and shorter grass, and then some patches where it's kind of longer. So it's mostly just short little plants, fairly wild looking. We've got a few bigger shrubby bits there in the back, and then one big tree that's a really weird shape. It's hard to replicate actually when I was coming to doing it in here. It's kind of bottom heavy, but on the floor level, so it's not triangularly shaped up here, it's bigger here and then more sparse at the top and thinner at the top. So I've tried to make that a bit more bushy with an extra plant in the bottom just to cover up some of this, but I think it might actually be an acacia, I'm not sure, so I've used an acacia in here too. So other than that, as you can see, loads of logs, a few stones and things, but not too many rocks and bits, but just a lot of logs and sticks, things like that, and raised areas. So yeah, I think it looks quite nice. On this side, obviously this is kind of a ha-ha, again at the front all along here, but as we've had issues with before, it's hard to replicate it when you just want grass and paths and things on this side, so I've done it as a slope, which it shouldn't be. It should be a straight vertical wall there, and that's flat, but otherwise this would be kind of bowed like this, and I don't really want it to look like that. I want grass on this side because that's how it should look. And you can't tell from this side really, can you? So that is what I've done. So this is just a kind of wooden bamboo-y kind of fence from the join there. And then in terms of the actual outside, I've extended all this hedgerow from the meerkats. So we kind of had up to like where these taller hawthorny bits were at the back, and then we've just extended just a kind of fairly thick hedgerow kind of vibes all the way down there, and then the same for this side, so just extended that up to that point. And then on the outside here there's kind of a stick fence with a couple of trees dotted in there. I've used a couple of the new saplings because that's quite nice, really small little trees, and then a couple of bigger ones, just to kind of screen that off a little bit. But you can walk up to this fence and look over there for some of it, so it's kind of a partial screening, but it's not completely blocked off. And then we've got just a big grassy patch at the back. All of this stuff I've yet to do, so I'll probably do all that when I come to doing the lions, which are in there. But yeah, this is the back side of this, so I've done some of the planting here and the dirt track that goes down here. So that is pretty much it. I've left it on pause because we're starting to get a little bit of lag now when I'm zoomed in on certain areas. This one wasn't too bad. If I play it now, you can see it's dragging a bit. It struggles a little bit now, which is a bit worrying because we've still got loads to do, so I don't know how best to combat that, whether I should actually start taking animals out rather than leaving them in, and so that I can just showcase new animals as and when we go along, possibly. I've already got the zoo closed, so there's no people in here, which is good because that would really make it bad. It was struggling before, ages and ages ago when I had people in here. So yeah, I'll probably think about ways to try and stop it from lagging, but it's not too bad when I'm zoomed in on one little area, and when I'm paused it's okay. So yeah, that is our river hog paddock. Hopefully we'll get them at some point in the game. I mean, we don't have them anymore at the zoo, so I thought we might as well just put these in and treat it as if it was still a river hog paddock and put the warthogs in there. We've got some wild boar in the left hand side currently, but not permanently, so yeah, we I don't know what will be making this their home, but we yeah, we'll for now keep it as a red river hog paddock and have warthogs in their place, because that's kind of what it's well set up for in terms of the house and all the other bits and bobs, the slides and things, is kind of how it's made for them. So yeah, that is it. This is more of an overview, and you can see there again how the meerkat bit and the this paddock slot in together. So round here, all this bit in the middle now is just to be planted, and that includes some stuff along the zebra fence as well, because we haven't done that yet. And then this big patch in the middle, or a lot of planting. There's some fence lines that run down here, some public fence lines and things. And then obviously this is the lions here, so that'll be a nice one to do. There's quite a lot of themed, and it's quite an interesting sort of building, lots of different elements to it. So yeah, that is it for this build. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. It's a shame they can't use all these different bits, but that's obviously a hitbox issue. Like that Warthog should easily be able to walk out there, but obviously it can't because the gap's too small. So yeah, it is a shame about that, but I normally just, I've made the exhibit one whole thing, the habitat is one whole habitat, and then I've just picked up some of the Warthogs when they've been placed in the paddock. The habitat entrance is down here, as you can probably tell from the path, is in there, so they'll get placed in on that yard, and then I can just pick them up and put a couple in here just to sort of show off both sides with animals in it, and then one in there to show off that one in there. But she's not very happy, but she's having a sleep, she's fine. I'll move her out of there now. So yeah, that is it for the River of Hogs. So hopefully you enjoyed. I'm not sure exactly which one I'll be doing next, possibly the lions. I might stick in this area because it's I think it's turning out quite nicely and kind of in a flow of doing this set now. So we've got lions there, obviously this bit, and then the oryx there, scimitar and oryx there. So they're the main bits left to do for this little chunk. So possibly one of those two will be the next one I tackle. I think I might be I'm trying to sort of think about scheduling and things for my different videos and series and things. Obviously it's been quite a while since I did a Whipsnade one, and even before that it was quite a while before I did one of them. The meerkat one, the one before that, there was quite a big gap, so I don't know, I might try and do it as I do one Whipsnade a month, possibly more, but at least one a month to kind of keep the series going and get more in the flow of it, and maybe one Planet Zookeeper a month as well, because I think that's fairly decent. If I wanted to do more I could, but at least those two series then, which are the main series, I can keep on track of and be fairly regular with them, and then I could do any other little videos, any random builds, any tutorial videos, any other things like that I could do to fill in the gaps basically. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, so if you think that would be okay, then leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you'd like to see much more of this, then let me know, or any of the other series or any random builds, let me know what you would like to see more on the channel. But yeah, I think once a month for Whipsnade and once a month for Planet Zookeeper will be hopefully a realistic target to aim for. Not too big a gap, but not too regular, because these ones take quite a long time to prep and to get it all sorted and to make it look right. Especially with this one, I want to put a lot of focus into the details and try and make everything look correct. In Planet Zookeeper there's a lot of planning for might have to write everything down, make sure I've included everything that I should need to talk about, so there's a lot of planning in that one. So yeah, I think that should be a good one. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on any of that stuff, or if you have any thoughts about this build, if you like it, if you don't like it. Obviously it's not from my imagination, so if you don't like it, that's not my fault. But yeah, if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Obviously we've got a couple of series now going on, but if you want to see more in this one, in the other one, any different builds, then yeah, give me a follow on here, a subscribe. I'm also on Twitch if you want to see any live streams, which I do every now and then. It's quite random, there's no schedule for that one. So yeah, if you enjoyed, do all those things, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.